Alright, we're recording. I wanted to make this video basically to show these upper control arms that I use. Here's what they are. They're just a tubular upper control arm. They're basically, that one's tucked in behind the header, so it's kind of hard to see it. But they're mainly, they use them for circle track. You can get them like this one with the steel cross shaft. You can get them with aluminum. They have grease fittings on both ends. This truck is sitting stock with a set of V6 springs in it. These are a stock Moog ball joint. And as you can see, I just put them back with the exact same shims that come out behind the factory control arm. And you can see the tire's sitting pretty straight. I'll set my own toe in and everything. But pretty much that's it. I mean, they're $49.99 a piece. And you want two left side control arms. And basically you just put one on one side. It's kind of dark in here. I apologize for that. And then you just flip the other one over and put it on this side. That's pretty much it. They work really well. It's a good upgrade from the most stamped steel ones. It also, like on this particular deal with the big block in it, it gave me the header clearance I needed for the headers. Now, let's see if I can get. This is a phone that I'm using because I broke mine, so it's an older phone. I'm waiting on mine to come in the mail. But I'm trying to show you basically how that header dumps on the driver's side. It just goes straight down over here. And the only thing I had to do to clearance for this was against the frame. I come right up here at the top edge of the frame. I split it, opened it up about 1/4 of an inch, heated that piece up by the collector and the side of the frame, and just heated it and kind of beat it and concaved it, and then brought it back and closed that gap at the top, and I just welded it back up and ground it down. That's all I had to do on this side. The passenger side, you don't have to do anything. The only reason I cut that hole was to get access to the top. That hole's so big, I cut it actually way bigger than I needed to, but it was just to get to the top, the way my collectors turned the top collector bolt. All of this is not staying this way. We just rigged this up to run the motor. It's all getting rerun, getting rid of the elbow and all AN fittings back over to the carburetor. I did get my overflow tank. Just running just an inexpensive catch can from Rosso. It's like, I think it was $27. I've got a bulkhead fitting to put in the valve cover, and this will be a braided line. But and this is all -6. 3/8 is plenty big enough to let it breathe into there. I just don't like, the motor don't have blow by or nothing, it's brand new, but I don't want the breather making a mess on the valve cover. 7.5 inch dual diaphragm booster, aluminum master cylinder. Everything's on, bolted, plumbed. The kit that I got inside to connect to the brake pedal, Jeg sells one. It's about $35. And then Tough Stuff is the one I got, and it was like $42. And basically you just cut your rod, thread it on. I had to bore the hole out to 9/16 from 1/2 inch in it, slipped on the brake pedal, done. And when you get these, your factory S10 master cylinder will not bolt to this. It's too big right here. It won't slide up in it. You have to use one aftermarket one, or you can use one like the older dual bowl GM style. Just double check your fitting right here, how big it is. But you can adjust the piece in here, the plunger, the rod, as to where it pushes in on the master cylinder. There's a little screw. It's kind of a bitch to get to with a little nut. You have to hold it and turn the nut, back it out, or run it in. This one, actually, I didn't have to touch it. It was fine. Garage is a mess. Just kind of was working on everything but what was in here through the winter. So nothing really got put up. I'll come out here and show you. I did get my bed and fenders painted. Truck's got a little bit of a color change. It's got dust all over it, mind you. But yeah, it's a GM gunmetal metallic on top, same grabber green on the bottom. This is rattle can touch-up paint from Duplicolor. This is engine enamel. It's got 3 coats of Nason 496-00 clear over it. Ain't been sanded, ain't been nothing. And I sprayed it with a cheap Kawasaki $27 gun. And there's the 2 front fenders. Everything's got 3 coats on it. All I got left now is the cab, and then get that tailgate sanded down, all slicked out. Everything was sanded down with 600 and then cleared. But that's all that's been going on. I'll make another video this weekend if it don't snow. It's supposed to be like 76 tomorrow on Friday, and then in the 30s, and a chance of like an inch of snow, 80% chance. And inside the bed's all going to get like rhino lined for the fuel cell and the batteries and the nitrous bottles and all go. So that's it. Using that tailgate, that red one, basically it's an aftermarket tailgate, but it don't say Chevrolet or nothing on it. That's why I want to use it. So, but yeah. It don't look bad for being done a cheap way, you know. It looks good. I'll hit it with some 1500 or something. There's a little bit of orange peel in one spot on one fender. But, yeah. Yeah, and I painted it in here. Plastic's all half tore down. But, yeah, that's where I painted it. So, rattle can, 600 it. Spot primed it. 600 spot primer spots. Put 3 coats of the paint on it with a rattle can, 600 it, wet sanded it, 600, 3 coats of clear, and that's where it sets. And I wiped the primer coat before the base down with just plain old isopropyl alcohol. And then before I cleared it, I just wiped it all down with Windex, and then I went over with the tack cloth. I think it looks pretty good for what it was done with. Using spot clear, rattle can paint, and a cheap ass paint gun. That's all. Later.